Hey guys, this is Kit Kat Paddywhack, and we are back for another episode of Dragon Age 2 Let's Play. So a recap for the previous episode is that we were on a search for Keran, so we asked about for his whereabouts, and his friend Wilmid was with Knight... Okay, he's not Knight Commander, he's like Knight Captain Colin. And what happened was Colin was interrogating Wilmid, and then it turns out Wilmid was possessed by a demon. So we had to kill him, unfortunately. Don't know how Keran will take the news, but I don't think we'll ever see that. And then at the Blooming Rose, I decided to talk with Jathan about the net, and then I had some nice fun times. I should say I had a nice quickie. Because that's like the only time you're ever gonna get to sleep with him is that one time immediately after you ask him about Annette's whereabouts. And that's pretty much it. Blooming Rose, asking about Annette, asking about Wilmid and Keran. But now we're going back to the Blooming Rose again in order to ask about the whereabouts of Keran.
It's a favorite hangout of crime bosses and tax collectors.
Thanks for the advice. I'm gonna go in armed and ready with my daggers.
Do you need something, honey?
A couple of Templar recruits went missing. They were last seen here.
You'll have to be more specific. We do a lot of business with the Templars.
The Templars are the ones who want this information.
We make a lot of our money off of nervous Templars that expect some privacy.
I'll be discreet.
Let me look through the books. Wilmid, Keran... Here we go. Wilmid came in here a lot. You sure he had time to be a Templar?
Nope, and he never will again.
The both of them last saw Iduna, the exotic wonder from the east.
That's quite the stage name.
It sounds better than the tramp from Darktown. You should hear what some of the others are called.
Thank you for your help.
Sure thing. And listen, you didn't hear any of this from me. We clear?
Iduna, right? Do you remember entertaining a Templar named Wilmid a few weeks ago? Or Keran?
Wilmid. That doesn't sound familiar.
I know he saw you frequently.
With a body like mine, men rarely have time to give me their names. They're too busy doing other things. Questions are boring. Why don't we have some real fun?
Hawke, go easy on this lovely creature.
You should listen to your friend.
We have to ask her about Keran. What's your problem?
Yes. But certainly there's no harm mixing a little business and pleasure.
I'm here on business. Keran, Wilmid.
Answer one of my questions first. Who told you about little old me?
It was Vivica. She showed me her books.
That wasn't so hard, was it? So, Vivica sold me out, did she? That drab, pathetic little sewer rat. She will be dealt with. Just do one more thing for me. Draw your blade and bring it gently across your throat.
Meryl, make Iduna stop.
This ends now. How did you? Oh shit.
Oh shit's right.
Spare me, Messer.
What foul magic was that?
Blood and desire in equal measure. An art I learned from elsewhere.
Blood magic, then?
Yes, Messer. Please don't kill me.
You're going to answer all my questions. And if there's even a hint of magic.
Tirani put me here to send biddable Templar recruits to the Sanctuary. 3 Spear Alley in the Undercity. I enchanted Wilmot and Keran weeks ago. But after they left these walls, I know not what came of them. Please, let me live. It's not my fault. It was all Tirani's idea.
Tell me about Tirani.
She put me up to this. She said we can recreate the ancient Imperium. That mages can rule again, not serve. She says the Templars cannot hold against us if we stand up and fight.
This base of yours. How many other mages are there? Any other defenses?
People go in and out all the time. Sometimes a handful, sometimes more. There are traps. Magical traps. There's a hidden switch at the front. It turns them off. That's all I know.
The Templars are coming for you. No more of your tricks.
Next stop, the Sanctuary. And some answers.
What happened last time was that when my Hawke had a blade drawn against her throat, I thought she might actually die and I would have to reload the game again, but at that moment I forgot that it wasn't a quick time event, so my character wouldn't die from that kind of thing, I think. And I don't think I had a magic user with me, so I thought the diplomatic or the peaceful option would be breaking out the spell, so which my own free will, and I did. But the problem was something I never expected, which was Hawke breaks free of the spell, and she's like, "No, you can't control me!" And then approaches Iduna and then stabs her in the gut, and I'm like, "What? No! I didn't want to kill her. I just want to interrogate her. Why did you like break the spell and then kill her immediately?" That's not exactly diplomatic, because I always assumed that that the diplomatic or paragon options would be at the top, and then the renegade options would be at the bottom.
Great pleasure in rooting out this nest of blood mages. It will not be the first.
Yes, Fenris, that's cute. Thanks for bragging about your track record. But yeah, I thought that's how it's supposed to work. And it does, most of the time. I think, as far as I remembered, all the good or diplomatic options, even if they were like vaguely, like they had like the directional arrows instead of actual image, I'm pretty sure the good guy options were usually at the top, and like the aggressive Redushi options were at the bottom. Also, I'll put up an annotation for a link to a video where you can see all of the characters' reaction at the time Iduna uses her mind control spell. Like, aside from Varric telling Hawke to go easy on the lovely creature, Isabella is more aroused by it, I would say. Well, she sounds aroused by it. That's because of the mind control thing. And others were like just simple, like, don't kill her, don't hurt her. And it's like, why? What's her problem? It's like, I don't know. And she said there was supposed to be a hidden switch somewhere, but I'm trying to find it, but I can't find it. I don't know if it was a switch I almost stepped on before, but I can't like see any lever in it. I really can't see anything. I remembered how I once had a conversation with a friend at lunch, and when I was describing about my experiences with the characters in Dragon Age 2, he was like surprised that they were like fictional characters, they weren't real characters, because he's like, you're talking, they sound like they're real people. It's like, well, yeah, I don't know, I guess that's the power of BioWare writing for you, I guess. And the point is, I do like the characters BioWare writes, because even if the whole game sucks balls, if the characters are bearable and they're fun to hang around with, then I don't mind going through the hot mess that you would call a BioWare game.
Let's finish this! Get back! One less to worry about.
Oh hey, there's those nice pictures of slaves having a headache, I guess. I know, I see the exact same image of the slaves in like the loading screen images.
Blood on my coat.
Watch your step! That should do it.
How wonderful. More vessels for our experiments.
Where is Keran?
Perhaps the demons will find one of you suitable.
These mages always fall to the first demon's promise.
I am not some hopeless waif that ran crying to a demon. I sought them out and embraced them.
Why have you taken the recruits?
Demons can inhabit much more than mages and corpses. With assistance, they can control anyone I ask. Any Templar, any noble, any well-meaning meddler.
You do know I cut a path through your abominations, right?
Good, good. The demons like spirit. If a few more Templars fall to the demons, we can seed chaos in their ranks. How many abominations can they discover amongst their own before it drives the Knight Commander crazy?
Good to know you're barking mad. That makes things easier.
In days of old, the Tevinter Imperium spanned the known world. Demons were their allies, held in check by power and knowledge. With a wave of a hand, I could do more than a Templar can achieve in a lifetime. Yet they command us. Absurd. We should be ruling them. We should rule you all. Kill the vessels only if you must.
She clearly embraced really bad fashion too. So yeah, what was it? If you've never seen a magical barrier enveloping a magic user, it just simply means you have to wipe out every other enemy before you can attack the magic user, because it's not like some barrier that reduces damage, but rather it's a barrier that will prevent you from landing any hits at all. And he has a texture problem.
Is it over?
Keran.
Yes, that's my name. Oh, thank the Maker. I thought he had abandoned me. But is it only Keran? It could be Keran +1. A very nasty +1 at that.
The cage has opened. Thank Andraste.
Meryl, you know something about this. Is he possessed?
I don't know. It's clean. There's no scent of demons in his blood.
If there's even the slightest chance you're possessed, the Templars need to know.
No, I'm me, I swear. Don't tell the Templars. I don't know what they do to me. Please, I need to go back. Tell them I'm all right. Tell my sister. I must go.
Sir Cullen awaits our word.
But yeah, this is the end of the episode, and we'll pick it up next time to see the conclusion of what awaits the fate of Keran, knowing that he is suspected of being possessed by a demon. So until then, see you guys later.